Greetings, this is Erodo Jumbo. In this tutorial, JavaScript nested functions will be created. This is brought to you by the jumboshop.com Learning JavaScript course. JavaScript makes it easy to create nested functions. You can define these functions within other functions in order to access variables of the parent function. What that means is it's based on the scope. So as long they'll be able to access the variables inside the parent as a local scope or a global, but only inside the parent function. So another thing I'm going to do in this tutorial is I'm going to show you how to create closures. Closures are ways where you can access variables from outer scope, even from after the outer function is finished. So what this means is you can basically create the entire function as a variable. You can pass in to other variables. We did a little bit of this last time, but in this case, this will be more easy to follow along. So the common nested functions is basically, as you see here, you have the first function, and inside it you have another function does something. And I'll explain what a closure is. So basically what a closure is you will, in this particular case here for function 1, this variable here will be function 1, and you'll be able to call it, pass variables into it as well. So for this tutorial, you can click here to expand to see the code snippet. As you can see, there is quite a lot. It even got clipped off. But you can actually see that where it got clipped off in the output one is where the rest of the clipped off code here is, and then this is the output. It's actually outputs very few things here. This is the video. Video is going to change a little bit from this one once this one is done, and you can follow along using the jumboshop.com Learning JavaScript Course web IDE, which also inspired this tutorial. As you know, JavaScript is open source. It follows MScript standard, license standard W3 software license, allows in commercial use, modification, distribution, and making derivatives proprietary. Now, before we actually start the coding part of this tutorial, I want to announce that this coming Friday, yes, that's right, this coming Friday, there's going to be a live stream. I'm going to use YouTube for this particular live stream, but I do plan on doing live streams, maybe even simultaneously cast it to other different platforms. But for this one, it's going to be YouTube, because I want to be able to, if you have any questions, or I'll be able to answer them at the same time. So I said I'll do YouTube for this particular one, but in the future I will try to do other platforms and see which one works best. So basically visit ojumbo.com, and then you will see a link to the live stream. I think what I'll do, I'll put it on the homepage. Maybe I'll put it as one top post, blog post, so that way you'll be able to easily see it. Another thing I'll do is I'll also provide instructions on how you can find me on YouTube to for the live stream. So it's going to be at 8 p.m. This date is wrong. Oh, sorry about that. This date is actually wrong. I should actually change that right now. That date is wrong. It's not it should be the 24th. I'll go change that. Yeah, just a second. I'll change that anyway. And let me actually stop this. So there you go. I changed the date. So it's actually Friday, meaning if you're watching this video basically tonight at 8 p.m. So it'll probably be an hour. What I'll do is I'll show you how to install WordPress CMS from scratch. So, and then from there we'll just do, I'll show you in the future tutorials how to create plugins, your own themes, and all of that from WordPress. And everything we've learned so far, mostly PHP, JavaScript, HTML, I will be able to incorporate all of those into in WordPress. But for now, it'll just be how to install it locally. We'll do that tomorrow. I think I'll put it in a Docker so you can see, or Podman, just so that you can see how easy it is to. And if you have any other questions, I'll be available to answer them in the live stream. Okay, so now we can head over to ojamboshop.com for this tutorial. I'm using again chapter 7 functions, the function declaration, which is page 27, and let's begin. So as usual, you can simply copy and paste the code there. So the first thing we'll do the simplest nested function. The function out func so let name equals John. We have this, so this is our inner function, or the nested function. So we say the name is. So I'm using the name variable. As you can see, name variable is here in this scope. So I'll be able to output it. And then we can run our inner function. Then outside the outer function, we just call it. And then that will run. Now we're going to do a closure. So function, it's very similar to the other one. The only difference is that you save the function in a variable. The name equals Jane. Function display name. And here I just return display name. And here's my variable. I'll call it my func. And my func. Okay, now we can have closure can also have arguments. Add 2, num1, return function num2, num1 plus num2. Okay, then I'll say let my closure equals add 2 in console.log my closure. I'll explain this after I finish. Okay, so num1 here is this add 2. Okay, so we need to pass in another number, so that then when I actually use the variable my closure, I pass in the other number, which will be 3. So what happens is, for this first one, this is 5 num1 here, and this will be 3 here. So the return will be num1 plus num2. So the total should be 8. If you remember from the last tutorial we did, we also used the ones which self-invoke. But I'm also going to use an arrow function closure. So what's the difference here? So in this particular case, I actually create the actual variable function num1, num2, let sum equals 0, then return function. I'll put all this in, I can put it, okay, I'll make it more pretty. And I pass in the variables here, 5 and 3. Calculate sum. Calculate sum. Okay, so we compile this. So I forgot, this is the arrow function here. Let's have that like so. Hope that fixes it. Nope. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that. Yeah. So the first one, the name is John. It's this one up here, the out function. The second one should be Jane. The first closure. And the arguments is 8 for this one here. And this one does work. The only thing is it outputs the value, and because I forgot to type in the console part here. So for this to actually work, I need to output it to the console, because it only output this function here instead. Be sure to subscribe for more frequent content, and don't forget that the live stream is tonight, of Friday the 24th of January 2025 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So go back here, and this article is ojambo.com/javascript-nested-functions. I do have the Learning JavaScript course on ojamboshop.com. All you need is a web browser, as you just saw. It comes with an IDE and JavaScript built in. The book version of this course is available on Amazon. You search for Edward Ojambo, links are in the description. There's a paperback version and there's an ebook version. And finally, the links are also in the description, and also for the article here and the references, the Learning JavaScript course on ojamboshop.com, Learning JavaScript paperback on Amazon, Learning JavaScript ebook on Amazon, and ojamboservices.com for custom websites, applications, and tutorials. Thank you.